Barton, which was held by Sir Jacob Ashley, where they came upon a party of 40 or so musketeers. They fired upon the combined colours of the musketeers were holding and took prisoners, and they were forced to retreat through Barton Gate, where they came upon and found another 8 colours. In the retreat, 2 coops of the enemy horse came upon their rear, but Ensign Matthews, facing about, forcing them to retire, and so they made good their retreat. They returned with the fire. Perhaps they've been reinforced with some more powder from somewhere.
Okay, now we can go over to that. I think I omitted to tell you before, the commentators are wearing green sashes. There's Irish on the Royalists and Celts behind the parliamentary gun emplacement. Over to Zarish behind. Out of preference, I would go to the left-hand side of the living history encampment towards the gate. You get a nearer view, but if you're on the other side of the thing, you will get a broader aspect. So it's broad as it's long, as Royalists in the West would have been taken out once and for all, but as a result of that absolute disaster for the regiment and for the men involved, the war is flying.
Yes, indeed, Julia. We've actually just seen Royalist cavalry come onto the battlefield. They're formed up towards the left-hand side of the gun emplacement. Quite a strong force of horse as well, and led by the Lord General. Very encouraging sign. He's prepared to lead his men on in person. Just moving forward into the battlefield, and Parliament horse also have formed up on the right-hand side of the battlefield, top right-hand corner. I don't know what you think. I mean, Julian, I think this Royalist horse, it's actually quite large numbers.
I can't see from the smoke of battle. It's a white cloud. I can't see a thing.
Well, okay, there's a lot more Royalist horse.
I didn't see the Parliament horse come on, so maybe I should get a new pair of glasses.
I forgot mine.
I must admit, I do like the Seal horse, the cavalry, and I'm very impressed that they managed.
Just after you've said how well they're doing.
I don't need glasses. I've just seen the Forlorn Hope coming out from the main body of Parliament. The Forlorn Hope, as I said earlier this morning, they have a Forlorn Hope of coming back alive, but they would gain most from any money they found on the field. They were
The troops on the field, you'll see quite a number of women. On the field today, they carry out a very important function. They're carrying water for our troops. It's very hot out there. Men are all wearing woolen breeches, woolen jackets, linen shirts, and the pikemen have got metal back and breastplates on, and they sweat like mad. Dehydration is a major problem. So all our women carry water, and you'll see them the troops stop and take on drinks quite frequently. They also, the women, supply emergency first aid before the SKMS can get there. They'll accompany injured people to the medic's tent if necessary and look after their kids. Men back on the field, and obviously with no anaesthetics, and certainly no antibiotics or disinfectants. Men die from their wounds, if not on the day, perhaps several weeks later. But the women, of course, having nursed the men at home and their families, knew lots of remedies, knew how to use herbs, gathered them on the way, and generally kept their men alive. If their man was killed, or if they took up with another man, that was the only way they could keep alive. It didn't make them any the worse for it. And there were other women, of course.
What's your cause for Parliament? Who's here for Parliament? Thank you. That makes the rest of the royalists. They'll have pox on you. Thank you,
trousers and thick